looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Hi, my name is Alan. I am a CAAAV Asian Youth in Action member. I've lived in Knickerbocker housing for 10 years, and my grandmother lives in Smith housing since I was little.
Good evening, my name is Councilwoman Rosie Mendez, and I proudly chair the Committee on Public Housing, and I am here with Melissa Margarita and Margaret Chin, who are sitting members of the committee. We are the 3 council members who represent all of the NYCHA developments where infill has currently been proposed.
Well, at first when the council members came up and they gave them 5 minutes, and their excuse was basically, oh, there was 2 people, so they got 5 minutes. And then when me and Shuen went up, they gave us 3 minutes on the clock, and I asked for more time, and at first they denied it, but when I had maybe like 2 seconds on the clock and they were about to turn it off, they actually extended my time, and I actually got to finish. I was really happy about that. I was really nervous because it was the first time I ever did something like that, but it felt good.
Go, Ms. Wu. 3 minutes on the clock, please.
So I'm a youth member from Asian Youth in Action, which is part of CAAAV organization.
Please be respectful. Start. Start at 3 minutes again, please. Thank you. Please. Please. Please, Ms. Wu. Ms. Wu, please.
Okay, hi, I'm Shuen, and I'm a youth member from Asian Youth in Action, which is a part of CAAAV organizing Asian communities. And I moved to Washington Housing about 2 years ago. It took us years to move to the apartment because of the complicated process and the long waiting list. Gentrification of East Harlem will make it even harder for people to get into public housing. I have seen many changes made in the neighborhood in recent years. A small pizza shop that I occasionally went to for pizza had been replaced by a TD Bank. This is one of the many changes that were made with the consideration of the newcomers involving the luxury housing plan that were not made to improve the living quality of my family and I. If the plan comes through, the new and expensive shops will replace the current stores that we have in our neighborhood. There will be rising prices in groceries and other necessities. Given our financial situations, these changes will strain our lifestyles. Furthermore, the constructions and the increasing population in East Harlem will cause infestation, traffic, and congestion. The redevelopment will hurt my neighborhood and East Harlem. Thank you.
I'm speaking to Ren, and I'm wondering why you did not get 5 minutes even though it's 2 people.
Please, the time is moving. Please.
My name is Alan, and I am from CAAAV, Organizing Asian Communities. I've lived in Knickerbocker housings for 10 years, and my grandmother over there lives in Smith housings ever since I was little. In the last 10 years, I've seen a lot of things affecting my community, and so one of the changes that affected me, like Judah said, was when Pat Mart was shut down. Me and my family used to buy groceries over there, and now all the other grocery stores cannot compete with their prices. This was the start of many changes in my neighborhood. 2 luxury condos emerged in my area already this year. New retail stores and cafes opened up. Of course, I was curious of these changes, and I walked into one of these stores one day, and I saw a $5 donut, so I walked out. Of course, I feel like these changes should have been directly for my people in my community and should have been beneficial for my community. In the development plan, I heard $100 million should go to NYPD and sanitation. I feel like the $100 million would be better spent in other areas such as hurricane relief, because there is still a lot of people suffering from benefiting tenants who are paying the $100 million themselves. If private developers gave NYPD $100 million, I feel they would concentrate on protecting and ensuring the well-being of these people. If I was walking through luxury condo areas to get home, there would be more police harassment.
Please turn back on the microphone. Sir, continue. continue.
If I was walking through these luxury, there would be more police harassment in these areas because they would feel the need to increase stop and frisk and increase patrol in that area. I've been stopped and frisked by NYPD a few times already. Community to police relations are extremely tense. Increased police activity and harassment would cause more unrest. I don't think it is the smartest idea to have high-end luxury condos and retail stores in places and tourists walking around in places where people can generally not afford these items. What I want for my community is more parks and more recreational centers because there are a lot of youth that use these sites and it creates a positive environment and promotes unity among the community. And for my grandmother in Smith Housings and other elderlies, I would hope for a guarantee of knowing that her rent won't increase with a private developer. NYCHA, why don't we help the current residents and strengthen our community now?
I'm hoping that this hearing continues on so there's more voices to be heard, because it just seemed like there was a lot of people and they were just cutting everybody off. And I felt the woman before us when they interrupted her and cut it off, and she was saying a lot of things. I kind of agreed with how she was saying, like, oh, you can't just cut us off because it is the buildings that we live in, so they can't just be cutting us off at whatever time they feel is necessary, and they should still appoint for everybody.
Hey! Oh, oh! NYCHA's plan has got to go! Hey, hey! Oh, oh! NYCHA's plan has got to go!